Alright. And they're off on my screen. I'm not sure if I have the right. Yeah. So this intro stage, all execution based, might sound like a broken record for a lot of people who have seen these races before now, but no RNG. Looks like Fatso coming in just a little bit early, but in lead at the moment, that's for sure. Yeah, both coming out with, it looked like a 1, sub 1. All right, they're both headed to good old Hedamarl, otherwise known as the cucumber, the pickle, vine spinner, anything but giving us good luck, pretty much. Yep, the final is on Wednesday. Against Luis Miguel and Trogdor. So there's a bit of cool movement tech in this stage, with some ledge grabs, a nice little elevator skip, which can play a role in people gaining, a few seconds here or there, plus or minus. Definitely don't want rain, it's going to slow you down. The sun can be a bit laggy, but as long as you get it on the second go around, it shouldn't be that bad, but clear weather is your best bet. Even at the moment, Justin having a little bit of trouble with that elevator back there, but still in there. Oh, man. For sure. You want to see it on Fatso's side, but Justin not having the best of luck with good old Sponge here. That has definitely cost him a little bit, but then again, the race does not live or die by Sponge RNG. There's so much more game to play, a lot of tough tricks to hit, how to play. And then coming into Gator stage, for a lot of people, I think, this and Snail, just because it's really the first time you get to show off the versatility of the chain. Pretty much in constant use throughout this entire stage, I would say. Both having very good movement so far throughout this. You can see, like I was saying, all these charge chains. It's just a flurry of chains, really, throughout the whole thing. Grabbing walls, getting closer to objects, deboosting off of enemies to go on spikes to chain all the way over. Just a lot of stuff going on. You can see that lead that Sponge gave. Justin having a few hiccups here and there towards the end of Gator, but not that big of a deal. Here they're both going for the 5-framer on Gator. Oh man. What happened on Fatso's side? I wasn't completely paying attention, but didn't look good, whatever happened. Yeah, I think they're both coming out of this even, dead even. Pretty close. Yeah, 4-second difference. That's not dead even. Sorry. And they are both going stag third, of course. Whereas the last stage had a lot of great chain usage, this really shows off climbing in Mega Man X, how demanding it can be, and how great it can look when pulled off correctly. Both been fairly solid so far. Yeah, those climbs definitely look pretty good. You can see they like quickly dash off those smaller ledges. And it's just an interesting mechanic, I think, for sometimes when learners of this game for the first time try dashing off those tiny little ledges quickly like that. It'd be a little bit stranger than some of the more wider ledges in this game. Both having really good stag fights. And both coming out with not much of a change in lead, or at least a change in Fatso's lead. Maybe like 2 more seconds, I think. So here, coming into good old Centipede stage, or the RNG in this game is not quite over yet when we finish off Sponge. This is another big one. Double runners. Not the hardest trick in the world to pull off, but that's the problem, is you're kind of hoping on something luck-based for you to be able to even do it in the first place. Both flying through this stage pretty well. Justin trailing Fatso by almost nothing, which is definitely what you want to see in a bronze medal match like this. Alright, well, let's see what happens here. Like Tiki would say, is this a peed run or a speed run? Only Centipede will let us know. Well, they definitely both got the glitch. I think Justin definitely had... But yeah, it's they're very close now. The lead was thin by just a little bit. Which could have been a lot worse given Centipede and some of the stuff he can do. Another one of the really great stages is the snail stage. It's got everything, you know. It's got the mech, burners, mini boss skips. And some great music, of course, yes. And to top it all off, we have a very quick-looking quick kill on Snail. That, if I were a betting man, I would see both runners getting it. Yeah, both getting the quick kill, real easy. I'm not sure if Justin gained any more time. I think it's still like that 2 to 3 second range. But it's trailing by, correctly, it's been like this for almost 3 stages now. Justin's not cool off one bit. And here we're in it's pretty straightforward. One thing we definitely don't want to do is crash the bike. It can be a little hard to do when you take damage in that little ladder section. Just because that hiccup energy drop can kind of eat your input trying to turn around to go left. But yeah, ColonelFatso missing that first couple times. But Justin having a clean heart grab, so he will take the lead. I believe they'll also both be going for a similar ostrich fight. Let's see how it goes. We can do these quick hits on ostrich because his iframes reset, but we can also do quick double hits every time he reaches the peak of his jump because they also reset there as well. So getting a dash lemon and then quick swap to Crystal Hunter, you get another hit in that makes this fight very fast. And I think I was looking on Fatso's screen. He might have missed one, but I think Justin was. So Justin's still in the lead, maybe actually getting a bit more. Alright. Grab stage. Got the good old fish mini boss. Goes down in one hit, pretty much. And we move on. That guy can create a lot of lag. Both getting these slope jumps pretty easy, so that's good. And pretty much right after. Yeah, they both approach this last climb. I think Fatso is gonna do this Crystal Hunter thing, and Justin's just gonna stick to his guns with the chain strat. Alright, let's see what Crab has to say. I believe they both know how to do Gameo. We'll just see if Crab wants to give it to him. Oh, but something happened. But maybe it took a second, if that, at the end of this fight. Yes, this race is very close. It's been close for a while too now. It is neck and neck. Whereas one might have thought that Centipede could have rocked it a little bit more, it definitely didn't. Now we're seeing them duke it out for pretty much the majority of these 8 Mavs. Now to get our final armor piece. Helps reduce our weapon usage. Maybe like a bit like a broken record. We're gonna get the Shoryuken. I'm not sure if you knew. That is these upgrades. Makes the boss rush at the end of this game. Got this old junk robot. Can do a couple of things. Jump, no jump at all. Really want that no jump. Looks like Justin got it the first time. Let's see if he gets another time. But it can be with the two of them added up. Could thin the lead even more, potentially. Oh man. I'm not sure which happened on which side screen, but like, yeah, 4 seconds. Some was good, some was bad in this stage. It seemed. But still, a narrow lead. To the counter hunter stages. This first counter hunter stage can also look really great when done correctly. We're basically using all of the Maverick weapons, short of 1 or 2, I believe. I think it's just 1 actually. What kind of strats you want to use as well. Sometimes you don't need to use them all. But basically a mix of that, the whole weapon swapping, chaining, and burnering on top of all this climbing can make this stage pretty demanding at high level. And then of course, yep, at the very end we got good old violin. Mega Man X's Neighborhood Gorilla. A whole bunch of lag on our charge bubble strat. I'm not sure that really is the best way to mitigate this RNG. I've heard Trogdor mention jumping onto his head, kind of on the top of him, and damage boosting. Could maybe bring that Wrecking Ball in, but I mean, don't quote me on that. I'm not sure how well that would really work. You really would just have him jump in the air. Would be the best bet, just because that doesn't create any lag. And of course, if he decides to raise the roof, that's not good either. But yep, 2 seconds. It hasn't. I don't even think it changed since last stage. And coming up to the elevator skip, which could definitely rock the boat if Warner managed to land it. Oh man. You know, you have to mention the elevator skip when you commentate like this. But you never want to jinx it like that. All right, so Justin's lead definitely. Doesn't mean it's the end of the race, though. I wonder if Justin's gonna try and cool off just a little bit, maybe. Just because I'm sure he knows. Sad fate on Counter Hunter 2. But he really can't let up much. I don't think Fatso's gonna go down that easily. Hey, you know, I would blame myself as well. You definitely don't want to see that happen. A bit of a fickle mistress, that's for sure. With the death on elevator skip, I could feel his pain. Going through these refights, I'm sure Fatso will join him momentarily. Of course, this is only the first race of this bronze medal match. Throughout the tournament, anything can happen in this game. Seems like Justin not having too much trouble with these refights. ColonelFatso as well, not having too much trouble as he joins him. Oh, the broken teleporter. I actually did have somebody tell me that it had something to do with one of the Mega Man Extreme games for the Game Boy. That's therefore. Yep, these refights just fly by with Mega Man X's nice punching ability, nice fire punch. Looks like Justin's coming up to hasn't seemed to let back very much, which I don't blame him. Bad things could still happen. With the deaths that Fatso had, I'm not sure. Justin would have to make some pretty grave mistakes. Basically just needs to stick it out now. Yeah, like Go-Go20 said. Theoretically, it could be faster to do it Shoryuken-less, but I think that's more reserved for tasks. Alright, and we're closing in on the end for Just Incredible. I'm not gonna call out the commentary curse I've had on this race so far. Anything swinging this lead now. Fatso not too far behind. I mean, you can tell with even those deaths that he had. He was still keeping his own during those refights. And that will be a first win for Justin. But we still have another round to go, potentially 2 more. The 8 Mavericks went on the last race. It would not surprise me to see another close one. So yep. GG to both runners. Good job to Fatso for sticking with it. Happening. Still pretty impressive in my book. So shortly, I'm not sure if they're going to be taking a break on this one. But we'll have the next one happening very shortly. All right, looks like we're getting started soon with the second match. Oh, you know something I just noticed actually. The commentator name says Darren Vile. I don't know this Darren Vile guy. I've never heard of him. Bill. I remember Darren Bill used to hang out with 7747. Vile guy. Yeah, I never knew what happened to 7747. Looks like we're doing just a final little check on some audio. Racers are ready to go. Yeah, and shout outs to the X3 tournament. Like I was saying, actually, I was doing a bit of practice before these races got started. Seems like it's going to be a good one. We had a lot of people sign up for it. And it's going to be the same category as well, any percent, X3, any percent. Unfortunately, there's no special weapon outside of the saber in X3, so no Street Fighter moves. Absolutely open to noobs. It might be scary for noobs, just because so many of the enemies do quite a lot of contact damage. So it can be a steep uphill battle starting out, just because your health is so low for the majority of the run. Well, basically all the run. And it looks like we're off. So good luck to both runners. It's all execution. So any lead that we will see basically be based on that we execute in this stage. Looks like Justin's going to be trailing a little bit coming out of here. But much of a lead. Yeah, even with Justin getting the claw. Even with him getting the claw, I mean, still executed the rest of it just fine. And then, of course, we've got the little scene with X and the counter hunters back. Of course, we will not be fighting the counter hunters in this category, at least not their first forms. We will later on in the counter hunter stages, of course. Be getting all the upgrades, and then the Shoryuken at the end to make the refights easy business. And it looks like they're both executing this stage very well, so perhaps really the only lead we might see here is on the weather. And then Fatso getting some clear weather. Right off the bat, that's good. I didn't see on, I think Justin did too, actually. But he gets rain on the second one, and sunny for Fatso, so... that's definitely what you want to see, is the clear to sunny. 234 entrance for Justin. Just barely ahead. See if he gets the double uppy again. Oh, not quite. That would have been something. Both having to make the sponge angry. So with that, I think Justin still not trailing by much. Really in a race situation though, sometimes you just want to cut your losses and go ahead and make him angry. Because waiting around for him to latch to the ceiling again is kind of a toss-up. And it can be a toss-up that loses you a ton of time, especially if you're a patient person for him. And he just doesn't want to latch whatsoever. Gator stage, going up to get the capsule. Fatso gets it right on the money there. Same with Justin. Right out of the gate, coming out of sponge stage. Then as soon as we come into gator stage, we get the buster upgrade. Right after that, just chain after chain on this level. Regular chain, charge chain. Depending on which kind of strats you want to adopt, I think. Some people opt out of a couple of them, and then some people go for all of them. There's some chain cancels that you can do, and then this heart grab, which Fatso gets. Justin going for the D-boost. See, even then with the D-boost, you could even save time because you have that charge chain ready to latch onto that little ceiling dip. So it would be hard to say who would, if Justin gained any time here quite yet. 5:25 for Fatso. 5:28, late 28. A very close race so far. And here they're both going to be going for those 5 framers to get the infinite combo on Gator. No trouble on ColonelFatso's side, but unfortunately, Justin. Want to see. Finishes him off though. But as we know from last race, it does not end here. Missing the 5 framer on Gator doesn't allow Fatso the win. Not by a long shot, for sure. Like Fatso one whole cutscene ahead. Scene takes. Actually makes me wonder now how long this cutscene is. Alright, we got Fatso going into stag stage. Since it's a lot more vertical stuff going on, we're not going to see quite as much chain. The climbing mechanic of Mega Man X. And pretty much all of its versatility. A lot of double kicks. Ledges, stuff like that. Fatso having a really good final climb there. Justin coming into it. Strats there on the final climb. I noticed Justin goes for the chain, and ColonelFatso is using a charge wheel to get rid of those little flame cricket bugs. And, I'm not quite as experienced to say which one saves more time over the other, but I do believe the chain can create a little bit of lag every time it's used, and especially on that climb and before on the falling pillars. Alright, so we got ColonelFatso with an 850 stage select. Let's see where Justin's at now. .908. He's trailing, but game to play. Alright, I think they both had quick kills on chop register here. See how they fare a second time. Fatso getting it easy. Shaft. Smooth as butter. Ooh, Justin just barely missing it. But getting most of the damage on there anyway, so really he's not losing a whole lot of time there. Yeah. And of course I haven't mentioned it yet, but here we're coming up to Centipede. This match. Centipede being a little unruly at first. But seems to cooperate for ColonelFatso. Oh, man. Again, being a little bit unruly at the start, but still cooperates. Maybe not in the best spot, but it'll work. Ooh, almost had the rest of that damage in. Goes for that last final double neon hit, and that is certainly an Eid run. Not sure which it is, but I don't think Centipede wanted it to be a speed run, that's for sure. Alright, and we both have playing Snail Stage. Fatso already have gotten the heart by now. Yep. Gets the bullet dodge. Nicely done. This stage can look really, really great. Green stage. Had Justin already getting the heart, coming up to the mini boss skip as well. Not a whole lot of difference in strats that were being used. Only thing I could really notice is kick before the mini boss skip, and something that he goes for a yellow shot charge on those two bats before dropping down to the head upgrade, whereas Fatso's just gonna fire off a couple lemons to get him. So really at high level play, I mean, this is what you're gonna see for sure. Looks like Fatso missed a little bit of damage on that quick kill on Snail, but getting the beach ball. Up for it, honestly. The beach ball swag is always great. See how Justin does here. Looks like he gets perfect and a nice jump from Snail all at the very end. Saves you just a little bit more time on top of it. Shell actually takes him a second before you can get the next hit on him. Yeah, it looked like Fatso got one hit on that little ladder section, but thankfully got a nice little health drop from that enemy. Because like I had said in the previous race, found on this heart grab, be a little bit tricky when you're low on health because this health drop can... That looks like Fatso gets the heart grab easy. And Justin coming out of that ladder section unscathed. But no troubles there. I don't think ColonelFatso's lead has changed very much, but with what happened early on with Sponge, mainly, you can still see Fatso has the lead coming into this ostrich fight. Again, Fatso's going to be going for these quick double hits. Missing a couple of them, but not too big of a deal. Ooh, uh-oh. You don't want to get that ostrich too far on the top there, and won't even be able to reach him. Justin having a little bit of trouble, but the ostrich is down. Be coming into crab stage, just behind ColonelFatso. And again, our wonderful fish mini boss coming up. Everybody's favorite. Oh no. But with a quick backup, just using a couple more on the tail fin. Gets under the jellyfish, that's always good. Ooh, uh-oh. Justin having a little bit of trouble with this ledge grab. I find that ledge grab tricky myself as a fat thumber with default controls. Fatso having a pretty quick crab fight. To the crab. Abelos. See if he can get the Gameo here. Very, very quick fight for Justin. Might not have been the absolute perfect Gameo crab, but it was certainly fast. Alright, we got ColonelFatso getting the final armor piece, which will reduce our weapon energy, as we're going to be wanting to use a lot of burners, and it just so happens Moth is weak to the burner as well. Looks like both got that heart grab really well. Saw Fatso get it pretty easy, and Justin having a clean grab as well. Looks like ColonelFatso had missed just a couple of those chains. Ooh, and he's gonna take a bonk off that cricket. He definitely has a lot of time to give. but I wouldn't let Justin get too much of it. He is also playing very well. Always good to see. Alright, we have Fatso coming into the moth fight. Gonna do one charge burner, one uncharged, and then 2 more charged. Looks like he had a bit of trouble though on that last charge shot, unfortunately. Not to do his little garbage spitting move he does on the ground there. It's gonna lose him a little bit of time. Justin is just starting the moth fight. Oh no, Justin almost making the same mistake. That would have been bad to see. Alright, now we're coming into Counter Hunter stage. Justin will be there shortly. On top of being a lot of weapon swaps and burners and chains, it's also a very intense climb level. 3 different sections with a wall crusher. On top of this big leap of faith that Justin's doing. Get straight through the 2 enemies just fine. Yep, and here we come on the gorilla fight. We got one jump for ColonelFatso. Which is actually a good thing. Oh man, but he's raising the roof now. Actually in iframes for pretty much all of that, as he changes the positioning of the tiny little platforms in the room. Like Justin got a pretty straightforward fight and a nice jump at the end. I'm over ColonelFatso's fight. Alright, and coming up to the elevator skip. Again, this trick, while not the hardest trick in the world, can be a rough one if you miss it. There. Easy peasy. Justin as well, nicely done. And we got ColonelFatso coming in, trying to do these double hits on Sergey's. One though. Here. You basically just want to stand with the entirety of X's left foot. Kind of line yourself up. Shooting, because the tiny little spark from the initial shot of it will do damage, and then as the blades come down, you'll get a second hit. refight. Alright, and I haven't actually been counting for a while here where this lead is, so let's see, it was I think a 25. So. And about a 40, 41. Alright, ColonelFatso coming on to this last climb. He's got an extra neon left. Oh, but he lets it go. Don't blame him. A lead like this, you wouldn't want to risk it on top route. Oh, boy. He did good dash through there. Yeah, did he pick up the extra life on the way there? That was interesting. Like Justin's going bottom route too. Nails it. It's the first neon, so Justin gaining some more time. Either on this race whatsoever. Ooh, Agile almost trolling Justin. Thankfully not, though. So we got a head spark from ColonelFatso. And a 23 from Justin. So like that, we're just 10 seconds away. Coming into the refights. So a much closer refight section than the last race. While Justin had a lot of room to give last time. Fatso getting the gator kill easy. Oh no, Justin. Gator's gonna jump up pretty soon here. That's unfortunate, but not the worst thing in the world. Look like, I think they're both picking the same ones as they go. Wonder if Justin's gonna pick Stag next. They agreed on choosing the same ones, that would have been interesting. Oh boy. That's so getting a good pattern with the jump, but to it. Went ahead and shot a little lemon at him, get an extra chance to kind of get back into the fight there. Pattern, what you would normally see. Just a jump over and then baiting the crab to jump up. Yeah, it definitely looks like they have agreed on this beforehand. A lot. Oh no. The easy pattern, Justin, unfortunately, just barely misses the Barely misses the Shoryu right after the spin. At the same time, ColonelFatso, on the other hand, taking some damage, unfortunately. Looks like Justin's gonna have a clean moth kill. We're just gonna have to see at the end of all these 8 Mavs. Didn't actually see, does ColonelFatso have a tank? Yeah, that's no good. It doesn't look like he does. Justin killing the ostrich. This just became a lot closer. Now he's got the health. Justin in the lead. And it comes down to Snail as well. Let's see what our runners are gonna do. Ooh, Justin's gonna get the YOLO. Colonel not going for it. Okay, he gets a backup. A slow backup, unfortunately. So that means Justin's in the lead here. Just like that, Justin on the chase. Now becomes ColonelFatso's chase. But it's still not over, guys. Alright, Justin in a good spot for the 0 Shoryu. Same with Fatso. Justin gets it. Fatso getting it too. Oh man. That might be it. That might be it. Oh, and Fatso with the pink balls. Decent backup though, decent backup. The one shot, but that's not gonna be enough. So GG to Justin for winning the bronze medal match. And GG to ColonelFatso. Great race, guys. Something you would expect from X2 is races like these for sure. Okay. At any given time. I think we've seen ColonelFatso have bad luck before, though. race, I believe, with Trogdor. Also getting trolled by Wolverine Sigma. Great job to both runners. Both very, very good runners. So go ahead and give them a follow for sure. So, to maybe get in and say a few words on the race. Yep, looks like we'll have Justin in. Justin, by the way, who's commentated quite a few of these Mega Man X2 races, so... Yo, Justin?
Yeah. How
What's
you
up,
doing?
man? Good. GG to you, man.
Thanks. That second race was not pretty, but that's the nature of the game. I can't believe it happened again.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that first race was really good, though. I like how I played, you know, minus a couple of mistakes, but wasn't too bad.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Fatso for quite a while there, but the 8 Mavs were just neck and neck the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Man, I didn't get to see what happened completely. What happened on his side? I guess Counter Hunter 3, and then it looks like he got bonked in the rush a couple times. I know Mock got him really good.
Oh yeah. CH3 was kind of a mess the first race.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's bad. It's not something you want to see.
Yeah, I noticed. I think he died twice in the first race on CH3. And it was already kind of close. And then it just kind of, I guess it snowballed out of control.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
Man. Well, I'm glad my X2 playing duties are over for a while.
Oh yeah, are you moving on to X3 now?
Get the focus on X3 now. The best X game, Kappa. I don't know, I like X2 also, but X3 is just not as stressful.
No, I agree. It's not. There's quite a bit of empty space on a lot of the levels too.
Mm-hmm. Man, well, I hope everyone enjoyed the race. We have one more race, and it's the championship match on Wednesday night.
Yeah, any predictions?
Well, I'm going to be commentating it, so I don't know. I have to look at the tail of the tape again before that match, just so I can see who is where. But I don't know. Right offhand, I'd have to give Trogdor maybe a slight edge because I think he's been playing the most consistent so far in the tournament.
Yeah, I think he's been playing a bit more lately too.
Mm-hmm. But that's my initial pick. Now, that might change before Wednesday, but right now, that is my slight edge pick. It's like 55-45 in Trogdor's favor, in my opinion. But as you just seen in this race, any lead can go just like that.
Yeah, so, consistency isn't necessarily everything. Some little minor flubs like that can turn into major time losses. Yeah,
as you saw with me, I didn't get hit very much in the end game, and that's what matters. So,
yeah, I'm also rooting for Trogdor. It's funny, I actually noticed, I think it was a couple weeks ago, I had that perfect bracket prediction up to this point.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, what? Like, wait, okay.
Did I break it this time? Like, did I break it even more?
Oh, I don't know. It didn't have the. Could you pick a bronze medal prediction? I didn't actually know
I'm not sure. I thought you could, but
I might not have done that.
I don't think I did one. I saw the predictions, but I didn't see if you could pick a third place.
Yeah, actually, thinking back on it, if I was a betting man, I wouldn't bet against Louise. That's for sure.
No, never bet against Louise because I mean,
so it's kind of a risk going out there for Trogdor, but you know they're both high-level runners.
Yeah.
So it's anybody's game, really.
Yeah, we'll talk about those two when we get there on Wednesday evening.
For sure.
For the tail of the tape. But as far as this race, that's pretty much all I have. I can't believe I missed Gator Cycle, and then I missed it a second time. That really, I thought it was over right there and there, but I just kept pressing on.
Well, good thing to do that too. Can't give ColonelFatso any breathing room.
I wasn't going to give up. Yeah, I wasn't going to give up. So with that, I'm pretty much done. I hope you guys once again enjoyed it. We got one more match to close out this tournament. So it's hard to believe that it's almost over after a couple of months, and this is where we're at.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Great job to you today, Justin.
Thanks. Alrighty, I'm out of here. Take us out, Darren.
All right, take it easy, Justin. This is on this channel. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Thanks everybody for coming out for this Mega Man X2 bronze medal match. And for sure, check out the final this Wednesday. Well, and as you saw today, X2 is quite a crazy game, and it can swing either way at any given time. I'm out.